Hey guys, good evening everyone. Welcome to our September 15th episode of our daily stock market insights. And thank you for watching our previous video. And I hope you had taken a lot of good insights there that you may have used in your trades today. In the meantime, I'd like to, of course, give my own perspective and evaluation of the market, how our index performed, of course, plus the additional stocks that you have dropped on the comment section of our channel. And for now, let's go ahead and talk about the index. So far, we are still solidly moving on a sideways movement here. But one thing good that I liked about how we are set up is that we are now higher than the MA20 line. So that means if it is going to retrace, you might just land at the MA20 level because this is the acting support at the moment. See this? This one over here used to be a resistance and got validated by our MA20 line, and this one used to be a resistance, and this one too. So I think this specific area is a solid line for our support and possible bounce. And notice this in today's market performance. As soon as the price reached the level of 5,950, you have experienced a bounce. And this represents the movement of all the stocks in the index, not just one particular stock, because this is already a collective performance of the more than 30 stocks in the country. Okay, so let us go ahead and talk about the most trending. And I got that from our Investograms as well, our favorite portal where we use we conduct our technical analysis for all our charts, and some of these have also been requested by you guys. So let's start with ALLHC. ALLHC has been moving up in the past how many days now, and we ended with a red candlestick. Although notice the accumulation of the volume is already picking up, and while we ended red today, the volume of the decline is not that much. So I just feel like we might see some more dips, but it's just a temporary dip. It's like the stock is just breathing because people who may have entered right here at the bottom, they're already profitable and they're taking profit. So I will not be surprised if at one point it may not come in tomorrow, but within the week we might experience a chance whereby the stock price might go back to 1.97, and that's a good and better level for you guys to re-enter. If you're already profitable, maybe you can lock in some profit there. You don't have to exit everything, because overall I see the stock climbing up some more, and that's in a long-term perspective. We don't really know when, but we're done with the sideways. So notice when we dipped, we went sideways, and slowly with the right volume picking up here, it's starting to move higher. While it's true that we are at the overbought level, it might just be a temporary state because people will be taking profit, and slight dip may be observed, but I feel like we are going to recover very quickly because this is already the bottom that I see here. Okay, so it's up to you if you want to just enter anywhere between 1.98 or 2.25, considering the risk to reward ratio that we have here, or you can be very conservative and wait for a confirmation around 1.98. And a confirmation would mean price dropping up to this level, and then you see a green candlestick forming, engulfing probably a red candlestick, and that will be your sign that it's now going to reverse and move higher. The next one is STI. So I saw this. I'm not sure. This is, I think, one of the comments in the previous days. STI has been sleeping for a long time. Actually, since June up to September, it is just it's moving sideways. And probably you had some insider moves here. People and institutions may be already accumulating at this point, and they just allow their funds to sleep for several months what's important is they already have a position at a very low level, because similar to the first stock we reviewed, ALLHC, STI is also bound to move a little higher some more. Look at the volume, right? So this is the average volume that you have here. I don't know what you call this, like a cloud, but we've exceeded that. Okay, so people are already starting to get in here. So now if you want to haggle for a bit, 0.3495 or 3.3498. Okay, 0.35. That's a possible area of bounce. The reason why I said that is because I saw this, and that was your resistance previously, and we managed to break out of that resistance. And so I think that is what's the direction right now. It's going to revisit your previous resistance, and we might establish a support there before it continues to go higher. Okay, so remember, we don't move on a straight line. We all have fluctuations right here, and it might continue to move higher in the coming days. Use 0.3518 as your support. SMPH. SMPH also, this one is on the reverse side. Currently, it is respecting the MA20 level. Once a stock price is higher than the MA20, your MA20 can act as a support. On the flip side, once we are moving below the MA20 line, your MA20 can act as a resistance, that each time we go near the MA20, you will see some rejection. And this has been the case since September 9. Look at that. Slight recovery, but as we go near the MA20, you see it dropping. And for now, if you want to really understand the trend line here, you can draw a line, because we are still on a downtrend here. There. Actually, you can descending triangle. So it might move that way. It will create a lower high. So this is your first high, for example, and then when it bounced, the farthest it went was only up to here. So it now generated a lower high. So in a downtrend, when it starts to create a lower high, and when it dips, tendency is it will create a lower low. So similar to this, from here to here, which is slightly lower, right, than what you had here. And then when it moved up again, it's definitely lower than this point over here. So what are the chances of it dropping some more and create a lower low? Probably like this. And which area it breaks first, then that will influence the next move. If it goes beyond the upper yellow line, then you might have a breakout of that downtrend channel. But if you see it breaking the lower line over here, then that simply means our downtrend is not over yet. And now the next step we are going to do here is, if that's the case, you go look into the next possible area of bounce, which is either here or here. Okay, so for me, I'd say SMPH could be on the sideline for now, though you can check out other stocks, because I see some more selling sentiment forming in this stock. The next one is Dito. Okay, another interesting move for a very popular stock in the market. Dito over here. So we had a slight gap up today, and it actually pushed the price even more higher, but there were a lot of profit taking that happened. That's why we have this. For me, this is already one sign of weakness, because remember this, you had a gap down that happened here, so we went very near a resistance level. So I just feel like we might have some retracement, but overall, looking at the long-term perspective, this is still respecting the uptrend channel. So this is where it could potentially drop if it continues to drop. 3.47 is the area I am looking at. So it might drop, go back here, and then continue to push the price higher. Overall, we are still, I like it. I like the move because it's not very steep, and there's a slope. Slowly, it's moving in an uptrend. See that? But it's not very aggressively, very steep. It's not that steep compared to how it dropped here during this period, right? In just the span of how many days, it dropped by almost, I don't know, 40%. See, 73%. But in here, it took us several months to go back to that level. Unlike here, it only took us several days. So I think this is now a much better, if I may describe it, the tides are tolerable. Okay, so if it drops, I don't see it dropping like drastically now. It will just retrace because people are taking profit, and we have some key levels to take note of here. This one over here used to be resistance. This used to be support. So definitely, I think it will also manifest in the next drop, that if it drops, it might just bounce at the 3.47 level, and then it will continue to move higher. I know this is a speculative stock, and I also have a position here, but it's up to you. The reason why I got in here is because, well, I just have a good amount there, not too high, not too low, but I just want to check out if it will have a positive move once this third telco becomes operational. And we all know that Dennis Oil is also looking into some other projects, major projects and partnerships. The last time I read was Dennis Oy and Pangilinan. They're looking into a possible partnership that involves, oh my, I forgot what that was, but drop a comment. Something to do with, sorry about that. Let me just check that out. Possible partnership. Exploration, oil exploration. Yan. So, Dennis Oy MVP eyeing oil exploration deals in West Philippine Sea. So, this is another interesting news that may have possibly triggered the bullish movement for Dito. This news was back in September 14. So yesterday was 15th. That's why all of a sudden there was a very good move, but not that significant because people took profit. But definitely, if you're looking at the long-term potential of the stock, apart from the third telco, there are other businesses that this tycoon, and of course other well-known figures in the country, there are a lot of partnerships that he might engage in, that's going to result in a much healthier business direction for Dito. So something to look forward to probably. So we're still at a very cheap level, if in case you want to check out the risk to reward ratio. Okay, we're just halfway. We're not very very cheap, because the cheap that I am referring to is 1.10, 1 peso and 10 cents, and we're already at the 3 peso level. Next one is Tech. Tech also had a good move today. It's a gap up from a very constricted Bollinger Band. Look at that. We're now triggering the upper band. So another promising move here. Let's check out the news. Oh, Certec subsidiary bags telco contract for 5G in US. Wow. So I think there will be more positive movements for this stock. Sorry about that. So tech over here did a gap up, and it crossed the MA20 line. That's number one. Number two, it triggered the upper band, and we came from a very constricted band. So brace yourself. I think we're going to have one good ride here in the coming days. Bullish movement ahead of us for tech. So just go ahead and read that. I was not able to read this, but this looks really promising. It says here a subsidiary of Certec has been awarded a contract to provide antenna to a telecommunications operator in the United States for 5th generation 5G network rollout. In a statement on Tuesday, the electronics manufacturer said it's a wholly owned subsidiary, Quintel USA Incorporated, recently signed a contract for a master purchase agreement with an unnamed telco provider. It intends to launch a new platform of small cell antenna products, which complement its portfolio of multi-port base station antenna used for 3G, 4G, and 5G network. So, good move. Okay, and also we've dropped so much, and with that kind of news, you are in a very, very promising position. So this will look very attractive, especially for the precision traders like me. Okay, so look at that. Volumes also good there. So just in case there will be people taking profit, or it might close that gap there. I'm not really sure if it will close that gap anytime soon, because overall my sentiment here is that it will move some more higher. So we might see a little, very, very minimal fluctuation in the price, 5.88 perhaps, or no, even 6 peso level and up and higher. That's what I am looking at. I'm not going to plot any resistance because there are short-term resistances here, but overall I suggest just, if you're okay to hold on to your position, hold on to it a little longer, because there's really a good chance that you will be going back to, let's say, 945 level again. The next one is PXP. PXP over here, while we are here sitting at the MA20 line, I don't like that it's red. It's the MA20 line is pointing downwards, and you also had a gap down here. I mean, a gap up that happened here. So this is where I just feel like there is still a chance that 5.35 will be revisited, or even lower, to just close and fill the gap. So let me just put it here, 5.28, because you have this previous lower high here, and then you have your support over here. So 5.28 is I think a possibility at this point. Could be tomorrow. Yeah, there's a big chance it could be reached tomorrow, and then maybe in the coming days it will move higher. So that's what I am looking at. But we're very near in that area, and you're also in the 50s level in your RSI, so there's quite a momentum happening right there. Okay, so 5.28, use that as your support. APX. Okay, looks like this is an immediate bounce that we have here. Let us see if it will continue to cross the MA20 level. Overall, this is, still a profit-taking level at this point. So it all depends on your profile, right? But for me, being a position trader, I just feel like there's a big possibility that, if it breaks, let's say tomorrow, more profit taking happens and it breaks the 1.56, the next possible drop here could be around 1.37. That's the next area. So very critical level at this point. It has to hold. 1.56 has to hold. Otherwise, we will see a significant drop landing at the 1.37 before we can say there could be another bounce. At the moment, we're still just flatlining here, and who knows, maybe we're also establishing a brand new support for the price to be pushed some more higher. Okay, so two key levels right now that I'm looking at, 1.56 and 1.37. ACEN. ACEN, not looking healthy. It has been moving up, so people are definitely taking profit at this point. And let's use 2.84 as the next area to closely monitor, or 2.8, yeah, 2.85, because that's your MA20. You also had your resistance here, so that's a key level. Another set of resistance key levels here. So I just feel like there's a big chance that it'll go back here and then continue to push the price higher, provided 2.85 does not break. But what are the chances of it sustaining? There's a big chance, of course, because there's an MA20 over here and a resistance over here and some more resistance here. So the strength of your support is strong at this point, given that there are several occasions wherein that price level was a support and at one point a resistance. So the more instances where you see it dropping at that level or reaching at that level, then that now has something that is bound to form something in that level, in that area. The next one is MWC. MWC is wow. So this is your resistance area, right? And at one point it even reached here. So I treat this as already a lower high. So just want to be a little careful at this point, because when it breaks your MA20 line over here, that now might create a lower low. So this one has to hold 13.88. Otherwise, if it breaks, it could drop up to this level first. Yeah, there are very near, or there are areas nearby that could act as a support right after that, but we need to really observe, because it could also bounce here, because there are several days where you had your support created here, so it's like it's forming a flag pattern. And sometimes a flag pattern could also look positive. Just make sure that this breaks this key level over here, so use this as a support. But for now, I just feel like use this stock for trading purposes. But if you're going to use it for long term, let's see. Still very promising level, key area. Yeah, pwede pa. Okay, so just find your entries. Overall, long term wise, you still have some good wiggle room to push the price higher. And MWC, we all need water, so still high demand for the product, so check on that. And let's look at, there's also a dividend. They give out dividend October 2019, March. It's just unfortunate that in 2020 we don't have one yet. Could be this coming October, right? So what is 0.45? So this is approximately 4%, 4 or 5% on dividend. Okay, there you have it. 13.88. Use that as your nearest support. Next one is home. Where could be a better entry for home? So that was a comment in our channel. I'm not sure though where his entry price was. But I think what this stock did was just simply to close the gap that happened here. And so far, I feel like we are already done with that. We're done closing the gap or filling the gap. And I think this is already a possible bounce. We just need that good volume, so I'm not sure if it will take off right away or it will do sideways first. But I just feel like 5.75 is already the support area we are looking at. The downtrend may already have stopped at this level because it already filled that gap, and we now have engulfed the previous red candlestick. Look at this, we are not much higher, right? We just need volume to push the price higher. But for now, if you want to try it out, 5.75 is a much better entry. And anywhere from that point to 5.89, I think that's already a good level to enter. PNX. PNX, wow, not much volume, so really nothing much to say here. Rather, we're still moving below the MA20 line, even though if it's green, the direction is somewhat downwards. Okay, do you see that? From a very constricted band, it went down and managed to end the day on a positive note from a lower price to a much higher price, but overall it's still lower. So I just feel like the chances of it dropping again is really high because we're now below or at the lower Bollinger Band. So just be extra careful there. And we only have 9 trades for the day. So I think that if you will place an order here, it might take some time before it gets executed. And even if the price is already within the desired level, but because there's no one willing to buy, it might just stay there. It won't move. The next one is PCOR. PCOR also very constricted band. We're still on a sideways here. And yeah, I really don't know how long it will take before this stock will take off once again. It has already dropped so much. And yeah, so we just have to wish that it doesn't go down anymore and we stay above the MA20 line. And that would be much better position, because if it goes down again, we don't know, it could even drop one more time and reach 2.91. So something to probably look into and closely monitor. If you want to engage here, just consider trading for now, because downtrend might not be over yet. Okay, so there you have it. Those are the stocks we have reviewed today. So if you see any good points or insights that you think you will be able to use in your trades, I look forward to reading them from you guys. So I'd love to read comments. I may not be able to answer right away, but a thumbs up, a heart, that already mean I've read that, and I noted down your requests, and that's why we're discussing them here. So feel free to drop a comment. Any comment, you will definitely inspire me to continue this daily. In the meantime, if this is also your first time to watch our video, I'm inviting you to hit the subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're always updated. And bye-bye for now.